What's good, people? Is Lando Smoothie. You could also call me Chris, by the way. That's my first name. Orlando. Doesn't really matter. I'm here with another review. This is Luke with Yoda, my third applause figure from the 90s. Super jazzed to grab him and add him to my collection. You've seen Chewbacca with C-3PO, and you've seen Lando Calrissian and his Skiff Guard disguise. And now we're on to him. I mentioned in my double feature review of those two figures that I was looking forward to grabbing this one, and I quickly went out and bought it. As I mentioned before, these are fairly affordable figures, I think. You know, I got this one, I believe, for something like maybe $8 to $10 shipped to me, you know, and he's like fairly minty. He was still kind of wrapped up. As you'll see, he still has his tag around the neck of Yoda, actually. And we're going to take a little look at this figure. Alright, so here you can get a much better close-up of the faces, with Yoda kind of appearing, I don't know, sneakily or something like that, over Luke's shoulder. You can see, if we go a little bit closer, Luke has really blue eyes. Yoda's eyes are kind of like a brownish green. I'll try to get into a better angle so you can see the color on those. Boom. There you go. So yeah, more brown than anything, really. I do like the shade of green that Yoda has here. I think that's a more accurate shade of green than you see on some Yoda figures. Like, I've seen the Black Series 6-inch Yoda that is extremely green, like a dark pea green, and I hate it. I hate that stuff. I don't actually have that figure, but I don't really have much of a desire to pick it up either. Alright, so I kind of want to get a little bit closer here. Let's kind of just pan slowly down, as slow as we can, really. I'm doing this handheld, by the way, you know, just to try to get in deep. I feel like my last applause figure review, the double feature, was lacking detail. As much as I love it, because I had Broccoli Humbug with me that time, it was lacking detail. I wanted to get some more close-ups this time. Alright, so you can see Luke has a bright blue strappy like holder for Yoda there. He has his tan tank top and his like darker tan, like somewhat verging on like a forest green pants. You can see molded. We have these great folds in the pants. Pretty lifelike. You know, generally these figures are not known for their authenticity or high level of detail, but I think for what they are, they're pretty detailed and pretty good looking. Going down a little bit more, you can see he's got pockets molded into the pants as well. And in the bottom, you can see these great boots that have straps going up, and again, more folds, more detail. Even if you want to get super close, you can see detail along where the toe would be going up. You can see he's not fully on the ground, or I should say the little platform there from the stand. And that's because this one also, just like the other two figures that I have from this line, it suffers from can't stand syndrome. They just do not stand up on their own, which is a super bummer. But that's okay. That's why I have these stands for them. You know, that's alright. Just so you can't say I didn't show you the back, here is the back. You get more of that blue backpack that Yoda sits in. You know, whispering training tips into Luke's ear there. But the back of the knee, and then of course the back of the foot. Boom. Or feet, I should say. And you can get a better sense of kind of how the stand works too. I mean, these are really common stands. If you've never seen them before, they really just kind of are two metal pieces that come apart, and it just kind of goes down into that socket to tighten up the top one, I mean, with the tines. It took some doing to kind of get the tines around the backpack into a satisfactory angle. Luke is kind of leaning forward a lot, so you know, it takes some doing to kind of get him into an angle where he's not just about to careen over. In the spirit of detail, too, I wanted to show you this applause tag here. Star Wars Classic Collector's Series. Everyone loves to get applause. I mean, that's nice. That's true. Everyone does love to get applause. So let's take a look at the inside. I'm not gonna sit here and read all of this. You can read it on your own. I like the little quotation that they have there from Yoda. The one thing that's odd a little bit to me is that there's this little bulleted direction there on the bottom of the second page. You can see it says turn Yoda's head. Now, Yoda's head does seem to have like a little wiggle to it. You know, I'm going to try to do this the best I can. I'm not even going to I really don't want to mess with it too much. I'm really afraid that I'm just going to yank his head off all violent style. And then, you know, I'll have to get another Yoda figure, so I'm not going to really mess around with it too much. I might take the tag off. You could probably see if I turn this around real quick, that the tag is that could be what's actually impeding it a little bit. It might just be under there, you know? But again, I don't really want to mess with it too much. Luke is looking pretty good overall. He's got that lightly toned look to him. He's got this, a nice shade of almost orangey brown hair. You know, Mark Hamill has that blonde brown look going. Yoda has some nice detailing on the ridges of his head. If we're going to get real about the detail. I like his ears. I like the 3-clawed hand that he has. You know, I'm just really happy about this figure. And let's see how he looks with the other guys. So here they are. Here's the gang so far. We got Luke, who is definitely way shorter than Chewbacca. We have Chewbacca in the middle there with C-3PO, you'll remember him. And of course Lando in his skiff gear. I think that the Luke and Chewie are scaled really well, actually. I will say that the Lando is a little too tall, in my opinion. Lando is basically as tall as Chewbacca in this line, so that's kind of wonky. But what can you do? It's okay. I'm not too worried about it. Again, you know me. And then of course you have that 12-inch stormtrooper in the back, just kind of looking menacing. You know, ready to arrest somebody, bust some heads, that kind of thing. Alright peeps, I'm going to go ahead and let you go for now. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you viewing, and you know, I really appreciate all the people that have, you know, subscribed already. You know, there's already several people. I didn't think anyone would ever want to watch any of these things, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to keep making them, you know, so if you want to keep watching them, hit that subscribe button. And I hope to interact with you soon, and thanks for watching.